This is a video in the exfoliation playlist. We're talking about wrinkles, okay, and what Young Living Essential Oil recommends for that problem. Now, Job 16:8 in the Bible says wrinkles are a witness against you. So, that's what it says, okay? Young Living recommends frankincense, patchouli, lavender, myrrh, carrot, fennel, dill, geranium, heliochrysum, lemon, rosewood, sandalwood, cistus, clary sage, cypress, alemny, galbanum, orange, necroli, oregano, rose, rosemary, spikenard, thyme, and lang lang. It says for the blend, the first blend is to drop 3 drops of lavender, 4 drops of geranium, 2 drops of patchouli, 6 drops of rosewood, in a cutter oil and rub it on the wrinkles in an upward motion. Now, Mary Kay, I used to tell Mary Kay too. They used to teach always wash your face upward to get rid of the wrinkles. Okay, blend 2 is 1 drop of frankincense, 1 drop of lavender, 1 drop of lemon. They said it's like magic. Rub on morning and night around your eyes. Blend 3 is 5 to 10 drops of frankincense added to sandalwood moisturizing cream. Blend 4 is equal amounts of sandalwood, heliochrysum, geranium, lavender, frankincense combined with a lotion, hand lotion. We suggest our lavender hand and body lotion. We also sell like moisturizers and lotions. We have the ART serum. Okay, we have a whole line of ART toners, cleansers, moisturizers. The serum is, I have $113. You have heavy moisture, intensive moisturizer, and we have a light moisturizer. Alright, anyway. I was going to read Ezekeil 43 and also some information about the Treaty of Paris. So what do you want to do first? Treaty of Paris? I do not have my hands on the treaty. I am reading from the Gospel of Google, and it says the Treaty of Paris was signed in 1783, and that it formally ended the American Revolutionary War and established the United States as a free and independent nation, and it defined the boundaries of the new nation. It granted U.S. fishing rights off the Canadian coast and stipulated the treatment of loyalists. Now, we're going to have to do some more research on our own because this is Google, but the key aspects of the Treaty of Paris of 1783 says, Great Britain formally recognized the United States of America as a sovereign and independent nation. The treaty defined the boundaries of the United States, including the land east of the Mississippi River, north of Florida, south of Canada. Fishing rights. United States gained fishing rights in the waters off the coasts of Newfoundland and Nova Scotia. Loyalist property. The treaty included provisions for the treatment of American loyalists, with Congress recommending that they restore confiscated property to those who had remained loyal to the British Crown. Mississippi River was to be opened to navigation by citizens of both the United States and Great Britain. The treaty was signed, it's kind of cut off, but it was signed by Benjamin Franklin, John Adams, John something, and David Hartley, ratified by the Continental Congress on January 14th. 1784. Preliminary articles were signed on November 30th, 1782, and the definitive treaty signed on September 3rd, 1783, according to history.com. I'm not sure the war is even over, but whatever, they signed a treaty. Here's Ezekeil 43. This is the meaning of the temple. This is version The Message. The man brought me to the east gate. oh, the bright glory of God of Israel rivered out of the east, sounding like a roar of floodwaters, and the earth itself glowed with bright glory. It looked just like what I had seen when he came to destroy the city, exactly like what I had seen earlier at the Kibar River. And again, I fell face to the ground. The bright glory of God poured into the temple through the east. The Spirit put me on my feet and led me to the inside courtyard, and oh, the bright glory of God filled the temple. I heard someone speaking to me from inside the temple. While the man stood beside me, he said, "Son of man, this is the place for my throne, the place I'll plant my feet. This is the place where I'll live with the Israelites forever. Neither the people of Israel nor their kings will ever again drag my holy name through the mud with their whoring and no good idols their kings set up and all the wayside shrines. When they set up their worship shrines right alongside mine, with only a thin wall between them, they dragged my holy name through the mud with their obscene and vile worship. Is it any wonder that I destroyed them in anger? So let them get rid of their whoring ways and their stinking no-God idols introduced by their kings, and I'll move in and live with them forever. Son of man, tell my people of Israel all about the temple so that they'll be dismayed by their wayward lives. Get them to go over the layout. That will bring them short. Bring them up short. Show them the whole plan of the temple, its ins and outs, its proportions and regulations, and the laws. Draw a picture so that they can see the design and the meaning and live by its design and intent. This is the law of the temple. As it radiates from the top of the mountain, everything around it becomes holy ground. Yes, this is the law, the meaning of the temple. These are the dimensions of the altar using the long 21-inch ruler. The gutter at its base is 21 inches deep and 21 inches wide, with a 4-inch lip around its edge. The height of the altar is 3.5 feet from the base to the first ledge and 20 inches wide from the first ledge to the second ledge. It is 7 feet high and 21 inches wide. The altar hearth is another 7 feet high. 4 horns stick upward from the hearth, 21 inches high. The top of the altar, the hearth, is square, 21 by 21 feet. The upper ledge is also square, 24.5 feet on each side, with a 10.5-inch lip around and a 21-inch wide gutter all the way around. There's a gutter all the way around. The steps of the altar ascend from the east. When the man said to me, "Son of man, God the Master says, these are the ordinances for conduct at the altar when it's built, for sacrificing burnt offerings and sprinkling blood on it. For a sin offering gave a bull to the priests, for Levitical priests who are from the family of Zadok, who come into my presence and serve me. Take some of its blood and smear it on the 4 horns of the altar that project from the 4 corners of the top of the ledge and all around the lip. That is to purify the altar and make it fit for the sacrifice. And then take a bull for the sin offerings and burn it in the place set aside for this in the courtyard outside the sanctuary. On the second day, offer a male goat without blemish for a sin offering. Purify the altar the same as you purified it for the bull. Then, when you have purified it, offer a bull without blemish and a ram without blemish from the flock. Present them before God, sprinkle salt on them, and offer them as a burnt offering for God. For 7 days, prepare a goat for a sin offering daily, and also a bull and a ram from the flock, animals without blemish. For 7 days, the priests are to gather, or to get the altar ready for its work, purifying it. This is how you dedicate it. After the 7 days of dedication, from the 8th day on, the priests will present your burnt offerings and your peace offerings, and I'll accept you with pleasure and with delight. The decree of God, the Master.